What's going on, everybody? Today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to wheelie your Surron in 5 simple steps. Alright, so step number 1 of learning how to wheelie. Before you even get on the bike, there's going to be a couple things you want to do. So you want to make sure you have a good pair of gloves so you grip the bars and you don't mess up and fall off the bike. You want to make sure you have your helmet on as well, obviously, because if you do fall, you don't want to whack your head on the ground. And then the next thing, before you even get on the bike, you're going to want to set your fork's rebound to the bounciest it can be. That way it can help pop you up and really bounce you off the ground into the wheelie. One more bonus tip I wanted to give as well is you should move your pegs to the forward-most position within the peg bracket. It's a lot more natural of a position for your feet and your legs, where your knee is going to be positioned. It's a lot better for wheelies. Unless you're super tall, you might want to have it further back, but for majority of people, if you move your pegs to the forward-most position, it's going to be a big help. And the next step, you're going to want to get on the bike, and this is going to be about your seat positioning. So where you sit on the seat is going to really make a difference on how hard it is to get the front wheel off the ground. When you're first learning, you definitely are going to want to sit a little further back on the seat, as I am here, because if you have more of your weight towards the back of the bike, it's going to make it easier to get the bike up, as well as the balance point isn't going to be as far back as if you're sitting way up on the seat towards the battery. And the third step before you actually try to pop your first wheelie is going to be understanding the mechanics of a wheelie. So of course you use the throttle to pop the wheel up and keep it going, but you use the rear brake to bring you down. So say you pop it up, you're riding the wheelie, you get too far back past the balance point, that's when you will grab your rear brake and tap the rear brake. That will bring you down. And you really want to get that through your head. Whenever you're wheeling, especially when you're first learning, you want to be covering that brake, and just know that if you get too far back, grabbing that rear brake is what's going to save you from looping out. Alright, we made it to step number 4. This is where you're going to actually start to pop the wheelies. So you want to get going, 5-10 miles per hour, just cruising. Make sure you're covering the rear brake. And we're going to do an exercise first where you pop the front wheel up a little bit, hit the rear brake over and over and over. So just like this. This is going to really get it into your brain and turn it into muscle memory as well, that the rear brake is what's going to bring you back down. Because once you start getting to balance point and dropping it back a little bit, stuff like that, you're going to have to be using the rear brake. And then the last step, step number 5. So after you've done the exercise where you pop it up a little bit, slam the brake, pop it up, slam the brake, and you're really comfortable and you know that that rear brake is what you're going to need to grab if you get too far back, the next thing, you're just going to want to start going higher and higher. So get it up a little higher, maybe hit the rear brake. Do that a few times. It just depends. Everyone's going to learn at a different pace. Some people will be on this step for a little bit. Some people are going to get past it really quickly. But after this step, your goal is going to be to get to balance point. So balance point is where you're balancing. You can hold the wheelie going at the same pace without increasing speed. So here, I'll show you an example right here. So this is a wheelie at balance point, just like this. If you get a little too far back, hit the rear brake, brings you down, give it throttle, you get back up. That's going to be your goal. So that's the final step. Just keep practicing, get further and further back until you hit balance point. And then after you master wheeling at balance point, just like this, drop it back, get the brakes going, keep you from looping out. After you master that, you can start to learn different tricks, and that's where it really gets fun. You can really start to play around, and as you get more and more comfortable, your confidence will increase. You can try different things. And I'm going to put a couple different angles that I'll film with my phone of me doing some wheelies and getting to balance points so you guys can see a good example. But again, once you start to get to balance point, you're just going to be modulating that throttle and that brake. And that's what keeps you at that balance point. Get a little too far back, hit that brake, a little too far down, give it more throttle. And you'll find that sweet spot over time. So that was how to wheelie or Surron in 5 simple steps. I hope it helped you guys out. If you guys have any questions, comment them below. It's not all going to happen in a day. It takes some practice to really get the wheelies down. Some people are going to learn quicker than others, but if you just stick to it and make sure you're doing everything right, you're going to get it down. And if you like Surron, dirt bike content, wheelies, trail riding, all that type of stuff, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. If you guys can hit that subscribe button, it'd be a big help. But anyways, I hope this video was a help. I hope you learn how to wheelie soon. It's a blast. And I'll see you guys next video.
I ain't really end up popping off, cause begging ain't my type. Finna put a Benz in my parking lot, and my brothers shoot, they don't fight. So we don't really sit and just talk a lot. Don't think I had an off night. She see me slide in that parking lot, I think she like the off-white. And no, I really don't say a lot. They heard and know what I did. Can't wait until